Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a little bit of soft glam today. So look, I did the other day I just thought, oh, this would be a good one for the gang. So here we are. How are you all? Well, I hope, snugly I hope, with a warm cup of something, or maybe something really strong. And just because I'm speaking to you all, the sun is shining. Now that is a good omen, surely. Let us begin. So for this soft glam, I'm actually going to create just, a little bit of perfection to my skin. I'm going to go in with the foundation that I haven't used for a long time, and it's the Skin Fetish by Pat McGrath. Now look how much I'm using. You only need the smallest amount of this foundation. It is probably the thinnest base. I'm going to come in really close here that I've used, which covers so much. Look at the coverage and look how thin it is. So if you need something where you're, I don't know, presenting at work, or you're going to an event, you're going to treat yourself to a whole new base, I think that I can easily recommend this as a foundation that's almost as good as a kind of real life filter to your skin. And I'm obsessed, or kind of not obsessed, but I really can eliminate a lot of foundations very quickly because they don't sit with the skin. And yes, that can be to do with skincare. And if you want, I can do like a little skincare kind of like base separate video if you prefer. Lots of you have been very kind about my skin, but honestly I chuck on so much, and not necessarily expensive stuff. I haven't had any facials or anything in a while. I would love to go and see Debbie Thomas to get some laser done, which is always good, isn't it, after the summer. Right, so let me just buff it in very, very lightly, whisking it around. So I could probably, in fact, use this to conceal my skin as well. Now, the reason I love something that's super, super light is because it just has more synergy with the skin. So especially, I've mentioned this many times before, areas of texture of your skin, the lighter the base, but the more coverage, the more real it looks, the more like you kind of like dive into someone's complexion and go, do they really look like that? Anyway, let me do exactly what I say, and I'm going to choose this brush here. This is the number 9. Back in again with a tiny bit, and I literally mean a tiny bit, of base, and with the number 9 brush again, just going in over the areas that I want to conceal, but I don't necessarily want to have concealer on, okay? So I would dab it, and don't worry about it, okay? Just dab it. You can come back and blend. The little point allows you to kind of get product on your skin, but not to kind of dump loads of product on the skin. So again, it prevents you from sort of overloading. I'm going to keep my eyes clear of this base, but yes, I really quite like that. And I might go in with my buffer brush, which is the number 2, and just tap over. Even this sort of tapping motion is a really just great way of allowing the bristles of the brush just to kind of separate and give a sort of soft focus effect to the foundation. Now, how easy was that? This is shade 14. I'd forgotten how much I love this. And for a posh do, when you went to, well, it's not even really a posh do, is it, to be fair? It's really nice just to wear very simple makeup. The no makeup makeup is so popular, as you know. And it's just quite nice to have lovely skin. I think if you even out your skin, you instantly look fresher, rather than just going for like a bit of brown eyeliner or blue eyeliner, navy eyeliner, something like that, and forgetting about your skin. If you prioritise your skin, I think we all look new and improved. Now, I've been very excited about this launch because I have been a long-term lover of By Terry hyaluronic concealers. Oh my gosh, I've loved them at work for so long, and they discontinued, they brought it back out, and it's got magnolia flower complex and caffeine in. This is number 3 and number 1. let me see, well, probably with my tan, I'm going to be number 3. Let me just place it. I'm going to place it with a brush first, not from the doe foot, because okay. Oh, it's very thin as well. I have not tested these yet. They literally came through before I just started filming, and I've always loved this because it just looks so lovely underneath the eyes, especially on my clients. It photographs beautifully. Okay, so that's interesting. Right, I was not going to put it on with the doe foot, but let me put it on the doe foot now because it's lighter than I thought. Let's see how that works. Okay, let's just do it there, and let's just do it there. So because it's the first time that I've used it, I'm going to tap that in and see what we get. Okay, so it does last. It goes on well with the skin. I'm going to bring it down here as well, slightly to see. And place it across the lid. Stretches beautifully. Because the worst thing in the world is to spend a decent amount of money on a concealer and then for it to sit onto the skin and then almost sort of dissolve into your skin. So let's feather and then just push the rest of that pigment elsewhere so it's not drying. And what I loved about it, it's really nice. It's probably a little light for me. I'd probably go for a 4, but remember I've got to stop using my tan products so much. I've got to let go of the summer. That is very nice. So let's see how that continues to play. Good, I'm more confident. I'm going to go in with my brush. But you see, this is another little interesting tip. So I went straight in with the remnants on my hand and I used it with the concealer brush, number 3. I'm hopeless at remembering these brush names. And you can see that it's perfect, right? The coverage that I had before was possibly a little heavy, but it's ended up being perfect. So if you want to apply concealer or you get nervous that you apply too much concealer and you get too much creasing and too much movement, apply product to hand and use with brush and press in. That's going to give you the lightest amount. But if, like me, you want to just add a little bit because you can see the difference more, then let's just do a little tap there. But don't go in with the brush on that small amount of product because the brush, I mean, it's not a robot, it's a brush. So you need to be able to push and give the concealer space to sit in, and then the brush will just connect it and make it invisible, okay, to that area. And it's literally just soft, as I'm sure those of you who have the brush set have realised. It just needs a light touch for it to migrate the product together, and just bring it here so you get a nice little bit of light there because it's a nice lighter colour. And if you think you might have overdone it, which I probably have, I'm going to go in firmer now. You can probably hear that just a little. That's it. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So you can use a brush in whichever way you like to get. Oh God, I look so retouched. Oh God. But I don't, and I'm not retouched, so whoop-de-woo. Okay, good. Right, let's just balance out the colour of my nose. That's lovely. And I'm just going to knock back that kind of hydrated finish on the top of my lip with my Trini Miracle Balm and around my nose. And that sort of mattifies that. It's a really nice combo, the Trini Miracle Balm with the Tatcha Silk Powder because it is so light. I'm going to go back in with the same concealer brush, that's fine. Stretch and place. And that's basically where I need my powder for my face, a bit of my nose, because I prefer a little bit of sheeny shiny. Okay, so good start. Now, what did I get out? Let's see, I got a nice little bit of highlight, the Halo Beauty Wand in Rose Quartz from e.l.f. These are so lovely. And as you know, my biggest pet hate is that a lot of highlights can just evaporate and disappear, and these do not. And also I like the fact that it's like a nice thin package. It doesn't take up too much space. Got a little sort of like shady pink. So I've gone for a cool tone. You know, because obviously we are in a seasonal change, I could have put a warmer tone on. But because I've got my white shirt and I kind of wanted to kind of make this fresh, I've gone for a more icy pink, very subtly. And because these are so affordable, I mean, you can do that, right? Again, it's all just subtle things. Curious to see how this concealer works. Did anyone use the old formula? I really love that By Terry are going back into their kind of love of hyaluronic, but there's 8 different shaped molecules in this new concealer. Right, let's do a little bit of brow action. I'm going to be using this very delicate kohl pencil from Rare Beauty. And I might even set it with the e.l.f. actually, because that's a lovely product as well. Anyway, this is nice. It's cool brown and it's angled. So you can see it just helps me if I mean, it's literally just that, and just tidying up a few brows. Comme ça, like that. To finish it off. Very, very delicate. I mean, Selena Gomez has done such an amazing job with this brand. I don't think there's any products within Rare Beauty that I don't like. Oh, I have to say that I'm a bit sad about my powder blushes, the new ones that she brought out. I had them on a job and just, you know, dragging my kit around, they've all smashed. I know a lot of consumers bought the blushes and they had the same thing when they were delivered. It's just such a fine powder and metallic mix. It's hard to keep it soft and solid, I guess. This is the e.l.f. Brow Lift, and I've been thoroughly enjoying using this. I'm going to take it with my finger onto my hand, and the reason I do that, I mean, I'm quite a handy person, I think that's probably because of my job, but I don't like putting the spoolie into there because it just ends up getting grubby. So I'm going to lay this up and lift, lift, lift. I'm going to let it set, do the other side very slightly. You know, on this channel we do I do lots of lovely soft glam looks because I think there's so much variety that you can do with simple makeup. Tones, textures, balances. You don't need to have a truckload on. You really, really don't. And I think the older we get, it's important not important, but it's more modern, I think, if you have a cleaner makeup and just focus on, you know, great skin products and nice textures. So thanks for hanging around, because I know a lot of you that watch me also agree. So just the secret with this is, I've found, is just to press your lashes in. So if you've got eyebrows, God, this foundation is ridiculous, isn't it? I'm not sure whether it's a light, maybe I've got my hair in a ponytail, but I feel like I've had some sort of facelift. Woohoo! Now I've completely forgot what I was going to say. Yes, if you've got the wayward brows or you've got slightly coarse brows that tend to go all over the place, this is quite a nice trick. And there's something quite satisfying. And I'm sure all the young girls will definitely agree, especially if you've got the time to faff around. But I like talking to you guys. It's my quiet, calm place. When your brows are in place, life is good. Right, let's put the lid back straight on there, Caroline. But that's a nice little brow combo. Right, so I'm going to put some false lashes on. And I'm going to do the instant sticky ones. But first, I might do a little bit of depth on my eye first. Right, I'm going to go in with Gen C as a lovely brown eyeliner. I know this is like super popular in America. I use a lot of their cream eyeshadows, really, really nice. But these are super, super soft. And I wanted to do, before I wanted to put my lashes on, I wanted to do a little bit of soft lining on my lid. And I just thought, oh, these are really, really soft. And then I'm going to smudge it out with my Baby Bird. And maybe just bring it up slightly. Just literally very, very slightly. Let's encourage that line to migrate. And all the time I'm bringing this up, I'm making sure that I'm not dragging it down so it doesn't go down. It's always got to go up, up, up. Nice. Might even take the Baby Bud into the kohl and then just do it like that. And I just love how it's just a very soft accent. And that's what smudging the kohl does. I think with a brush as well, you don't tend to lose too much of it. I hope you've been getting on with the brushes and enjoying their versatility, and maybe enjoying some different shapes and application tricks. Nice and subtle. I might just bring that out a bit more. Quite enjoying that. But I'm going to just pause there, because even though that's just nice and soft and that's enough, I might add a little bit more when I apply the lashes. Okay, put the lashes on right at the end. I've come across this, I'm really into my lip liners, like really into my lip liners. Refi is a brow product that I've used a lot of, and I've had this lip liner and I just haven't really done anything with it, and I used it the other day and it's mighty. This is the shade Taupe, sorry, this is the shade Taupe. Have a little look. It comes in this dual-ended packaging, as you just saw, and then the other side is like a matte setter, which I tried on when I first got it. I thought, just didn't really connect with it. Now I love it. And I went to a launch the other day and I popped it on, and I never wear liner because I always, just can't bear the fact of it just being on the outside of my lips. Well, there's a weird responsibility, isn't it, or a silly responsibility when you're a makeup artist, that your makeup has to look great all the time. And I got in the taxi to go to my job afterwards and it was still there. So really, this shade is almost like, well, for me anyway, I've got quite pale lips, so like rosy shades look quite obvious. This is a really great no lipstick liner. But you know my lips, and I think when you see the finished look, you might be impressed. So you probably noticed that I've blended it together with my own lips. I don't really like that look for me. Loads of my clients love it, the darker lip. It's not my vibe. But look how lovely that looks. It's really creamy. Okay. Right, it's really creamy. It doesn't separate and it stays put. And then you do the other side. Oh God, I'm not doing this product any. Oh, it's a twist. Yeah, sorry, Refi. And it comes in this flat. It's like a paddle, right? Totally flat. And you put it over the liner and it sets it. A bit like a kind of modern day lip coat. Do you remember lip coat? God, that used to sting our lips, didn't it? And you sort of you leave it to sort of waft a bit. Stays put. Look at me with my new lips. See, I thought you'd like it. Well, I hope you do. I've seen the comments yet. Right, I'm going to let that dry. Not that you need to for very long. I'm just going to go back to my eyes. Right, so now I'm going to do a little bit of contour. I'm going back in with e.l.f. again because why not? This is the medium shade. Normally I'm the lighter one. And I'm going to apply it. It comes in a little sponge like I showed you. And I'm going to apply it just literally under my cheekbone, obviously. And just sort of here, get a little bit jowly there. So I'm going to put a little bit of darkness there to knock that back slightly. The rest can stay. Then I'm going to get my brush, number 2, and I'm just going to blend up. Number 2 is nice and firm. Now, when I do contouring, which is not a lot, I'm very lucky. Well, I mean, I wasn't lucky when I had before, because the reason I've got quite enhanced cheekbones is because I think I had so many teeth when I was born. I had to take quite a few teeth out, 8 in total, so I could have my braces. So backwards and forwards, and then you bring it up and you buff it up into your highlight. I haven't put any blush on yet. I'm going to see how that goes. So I've kind of got these like 2 strips here, which you can see, which will obviously blend together, but probably will connect it with a bit of blush, but in a minute. Kind of going all over the place with this. And then chin up and take the flat side and just extend that round, so it's kind of creates that soft shadow underneath. But you want to bring it down, not up your face. Great. Maybe I'll just take that in my socket. That's all I need. Yeah, look, that just takes away the brightness or the starkness of that eye area just being one colour. It's actually really nice. I might just go back in with that, but I'm going to take my smaller socket brush into that. It just creates such an easy blendable socket. Great, and the sun's just dropped, so I can probably see a little bit better what I'm doing. Very, very soft. Nope, doesn't move. Does not move. Yeah, I feel so confident with that. You will too. Very, very nice. Okay, so we'll come back to lips later. So I got these, I'll put the link below. Sorry, I got them from Amazon, and I love them because they are the instant sticky ones. I use Lashify when I'm at work, but these I thought were great because they are pre-stuck, and they graduate. So just because my eyes are a bit squashy on the outside here, I just thought we'd give a nice little bit of a lift underneath. Now they came with the applicators here, and I'm going to use a little mirror as well because it's really helpful when you look down. I think that's the biggest tip that I can share with you. If you like putting on these lashes, let's go for this one first. I always suggest that you look down. It makes all the difference. So I'm going to start sort of in the middle here, just to see. Oh, that is way too long. See, I just like them. I like them really short. Don't like them too long. So I'm going to take the smallest one on the right side, on the right eye, and I just basically measure my lashes first of all to see where it feels comfortable. There, okay? That for me isn't too much, and then you just pinch it together. Very, very easy. So then I'm going to go up to the next biggest, take that and pull up your lash and place right next to it, but make sure that it's not overlapping. That's the most important thing, okay? And then pinch, and then the glue just helps you adhere, helps the lash adhere to your lash without having to faff around. Okay, so going in with a third one, placing it in the direction of the lash, and then going straight in and pinching it together. And then just give them a little movie around. Make sure that you feel comfy. Don't be scared of, like, you know, fiddling around to make sure that they're perfect. And then I probably just need one more and no more than that. So I've only used the first 4 of the packaging because otherwise it's just too long for me. But I thought for this soft glam look it would work really well. And I'll put that on the outside and straight in. If you don't clamp straight away, you're not going to get the lash to adhere to the other side. How lovely does that look? Really, really soft. I'll do the other side now. Right, so I've nearly finished this eye, but what I want you to be aware of is that just be careful you have a little shorter one on the corner and on the inner corner, just so it looks a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to fill in with a teeny weeny one on the inside here as an extra one. Clamp it. And then that just looks a little bit more natural. Because if you just have short ones, this one here is looking a little bit heavy. Let's take that one off and reapply it. That's the beauty, is you can move them around. So you might go crazy with these lashes, but go crazy with them not before you're going to your special event. So have a little practice with them first when you're not in a rush. And then it will make all the difference, because it's quite nice to have that softness. Now, most people just wear the lashes and they don't do anything else, but I actually do prefer a little bit of lash, because I think it just gives a soft shape. And if you haven't pulled or connected some of the eyelashes, this gives you extra security, and darkening, especially those inner corner ones, just makes all the difference. But don't take the mascara to the tip, okay? And I just think that looks so, so nice. But the pre-glued ones stop you getting in a pickle with the glue and the setting lotion. So it's really good to just have it like this if you want. That's the idea. Right, we're going to go in with a little bit of blush. And I'm going to add a little bit of colour. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Devoted blush by Hourglass. And I'm going to apply it with my flat doe foot, just to add a little bit of warmth, because with the contour on my face, it can look a little bit, the sun has really come out now. I hope the white balance is all right on the film. You don't want to be like too pale with the contour and the sort of minimal makeup, but it just adds a little bit of shape, and it's only to tie in the highlight and the lip. And I think for the last part, there were two glosses that I was going to use. I'm going to use the Pink Fizz. I was going to use the Charlotte Tilbury one because I also love that, but this is a little bit warmer now. I quite like the blush. I'm going to apply that just there. And then pat it through. Lovely. Let me see if I just have a completed looks with my hair down. Having it all tied up in a mess like that should have made it like a little bit more textured as well. But the sticky eyelashes honestly will last you the whole day. And pulling out my hair, there you are. Well, it looks a bit ratty. My mum's like, oh, I wish you'd have a blow dry. But I think for me, with a shirt like this, and a makeup that's sort of, you know, quite done, in a kind of tonal way, just having a less sort of done hair makes it look a bit more contemporary. Anyway, I hope you liked it. Hope I've given you some ideas, and do let me know if you try the lashes. But please give yourself a day before you actually do it for a big event. All right, lots of love. See you next week. Bye.